What's going on, YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. If you've been here before, thank you for returning. If you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to my channel so you're not missing anything, so you can catch everything that I drop. And make sure you smash that like button. Let's get this video pushed out to the algorithm. Drop some comments down below. Let's get everybody else seeing this, because I'm sure everybody has the same issues that this dog has. And hit that post notification button so you can be alerted every single time I drop a video, so you don't miss anything. Okay, y'all saw the title and the thumbnail. We have another good one for y'all today. When I say he turns into a different color dog when he's done, he turns into a different color dog when he's done. He looks so different after his bath and all the cleanup. And as you can see, just kind of quickly around his feet, all that burgundy color, that is yeast. Those are allergies build up. So if your dog looks like this, that is what your dog is suffering from, allergies and yeast build up. But it's some simple ways to kind of fix that, and I'm going to talk about all of that in this video. Let's get into it. Okay, so as you already know, we are starting off with his basic prep work. So we're going to be doing his sanitary, we're going to be doing his nails, and we're going to be doing his paw pads. Now, for dogs like this that have heavy yeast buildup around their feet, the reason why I do their paw pads first is because I want all of the hair cleaned out of those paw pads. So when I am scrubbing the paws with the soap, the apricot shampoo is really getting in there and it's cleaning their paws and penetrating through all of that dirt that the dogs try and lick off of their paws, which is what causes a lot of that yeast build up, the bacteria from their mouth and the bacteria from the dirt. And then also, like I said, it's allergies. So if they have an allergy, it can come through their body as yeast. The staining on their body is all from excessive licking caused by itchiness or just allergies or something that the dog feels that makes them excessively lick or bite at an area. And that's why the dog has staining. So all on his sanitary, I can tell that he licks and bites that because he had some mats down there. He also had mats on the inside of his legs and his armpits, and he had mats in between his paw pads, which is another reason why I wanted to clean his paw pads first, because I can tell where he licks and where he bites, and it was in his paw pads, his underarms, and his sanitary. Now, like I said, I did an apricot shampoo on him. I did not do oatmeal. Oatmeal can be soothing, it can be relaxing to dry and itchy skin, but that wasn't his issue. If you have a dog like this that has allergies, they have hot spots, they have burgundy paws or burgundy legs, if they're licking all up their legs and things like that, do not use an oatmeal shampoo. The oatmeal shampoo is just going to feed the yeast. In order for you to get rid of the yeast and those allergies and work at them to slowly get rid of it, nothing's going to happen overnight. I can promise you that. Nothing happens overnight. But in order for you to work at that yeast and slowly get rid of that yeast, one, you have to cut out oatmeal shampoos. Get rid of those oatmeal baths. They're not doing anything but making it worse. You want to get rid of grain in their food. Get rid of the grain in the food, so the rice, the yeast flour, rice flour, oat flour, get rid of all of that. Take that out of their food. If you continue to feed them, you're going to continue to have that same issue. You want to put foods in there that's going to work at the heavy metals in their body and break down that yeast. So you want to put fresh vegetables in there, such as broccoli. You want to put kale in there. Kale is really good for that. Garlic is phenomenal for yeast issues. You don't want to do heavy garlic though, because heavy garlic can be toxic to dogs, but you want to do mild garlic. And apple cider vinegar is huge. Apple cider vinegar you want to put in their food as well. Now, for some dogs, you can put it in their water and they will drink it. I am here to tell you, I tried to put it in my dog's water and they went on a water strike. They refused to drink it. After a while, like after a couple days, when they realized they were like really thirsty, then they worked at that water and drank it slowly, but they were not a fan. But I put it in their food and they gobble it up. They love it in their food, but they don't like it in their water. So I stopped putting it in their water and I started putting it in their food. So put it in their food. Now for the bath portion of it, if you are trying to find a good shampoo that is really going to tailor to your dog's yeast issues, like I said, you want to do an apricot shampoo. but you want to let that shampoo sit on them for like 5 to 10 minutes just so it can really work at that yeast and those allergies and kind of just dry all of that out. And then you want to go back in and do a conditioner just to kind of re-moisturize their skin, because apricot shampoo is very drying to a dog's coat and skin. So drying the coat out can be a good and a bad thing. It just depends on your dog. So if your dog has a yeast issue, you want to dry that coat out. If your dog does not have a yeast issue and they have just like a dry skin issue, you don't want to dry it out. That's when you want to go in with the oatmeal shampoo and conditioner. Now for the conditioner for a dog that has a yeast issue, I personally would recommend a hypoallergenic conditioner, just something that has no scent, no extra fragrance, and not a lot of ingredients in there. Now for the conditioners that this company offers, all of their products have the same amount of ingredients in there, and because the product is so watered down, just the basic milk bath conditioner is not going to affect the dog or do much because it's so watered down. Now, if you're looking for a good shampoo for your dog that is really going to help, some of the higher quality shampoos that I would recommend would be Grooming. They have a really, really good shampoo that's going to tailor to yeast on the dog's skin and just like skin conditions in general. Another one would be Nature's Specialties. They are really good. Now, I just found out, not even just found out, I just realized, because it's right on the label of their products, they tailor to dogs, cats, and horses. I did not know that. I mean, I've bought their products. They have something called Quicker Slicker, and you spray it on the dog's body and it helps to detangle, but it also helps to dry the dog fast. I've been using that product for a while now, and I never noticed that they tailor to horses. But if you have a horse, Nature's Specialties is a really good line if you want to try them. They have an aloe vera shampoo that is really good for dog skin and it soothes itching if you don't want to go the oatmeal route. They do just have an all-around good product line. So those two of the higher quality product lines, I would recommend them. They're really good. If you wanted to do something, just something in the affordable range, Bark to Basics on Amazon. They are phenomenal. I love their products. They are awesome. And then if you just kind of wanted to go with what a company like this offers, it's kind of closer to the bottom of the line, but it's Oster, the HydroSurge brand. They have decent stuff. It's not the best, like I said, but it is pretty decent and it'll get the job done over time. And bringing up Bark to Basics, if y'all are looking for a decent ear cleaner, let me just put a disclaimer out there. No, this is not an ad. It's going to sound like an ad, but it's not. If y'all are looking for a decent ear cleaner, Bark to Basic has an ear cleaner that I think is great. It has witch hazel in it, which is really good to clean up like possible ear infections and things like that. Now, if your dog has a full-blown like swollen ear infection, I do recommend taking the dog to a vet just to get ointment and antibiotics. But if it's like almost the starting of an ear infection, Bark to Basics has a really good ear cleaner that has witch hazel in it that'll help kind of clean that up and clean up heavy debris in the dog's ear. Okay, so I've talked about a lot of products that will help a dog like this. If you have a dog like this that has high yeast or just allergies in general, those products would help out a lot. There are other products on the market that will really tailor to a dog that has yeast or allergies, and there is extensive research that anybody can do. I will definitely talk about that in other videos, but it is about time for me to get into the haircut since I've already shaved about half of him now and working on his front legs. But if y'all have any questions, drop that down in the comments. Like I say every video, I love talking to you guys. I respond to every single comment, including the negative ones. They don't truly bother me much. So drop something in the comments, ask me any questions. If you have a dog like this, if you need any recommendations, let me know. Like I said, I do a lot of research on different things like this, so I'm always willing to help. Just let me know. But let's get into the haircut. So this is Bray, and Bray comes in twice a year to get groomed. I do not recommend that, especially for a dog that has issues such as allergies and yeast build up. I don't recommend coming in twice a year, but some people do it because they can't afford to bring them in on a timely basis, I'll say, which I completely understand. But for the haircut that he gets, I completely understand why they come in twice a year. So Bray gets shaved down basically one length all over, so they like a haircut that's going to last them the longest. So they get his body shaved to the shortest, his face, his ears, his tail, everything one length all over. Now what they generally get is a 10 blade. I do not like a 10 blade on dogs. One, it's too short, it can clog the hair follicles. Two, they have a very, very high chance of getting razor burn. And three, it is just too close. I don't like it. I don't like a 10 blade. So I talked him into getting a 7 on the body. On his legs where he had sticky outies that I didn't like, I took a 4 blade in reverse just to kind of match the 7 on his body. But I did a 7 on his body, and I did a 2 guard comb on his ears, and I just scissored it really tight. Now he doesn't really have extensive details to his haircut because he just gets a basic shave down with a short face, so there's not much for me to talk about there, which is why I held off a little bit on discussing it, because there's not a lot to it. It's just really a shave all over. But for new groomers, if you have a customer coming in and they like their dog shaved down completely, one length all over, a good recommendation would be a 7 on the body. And if you have to absolutely do a 7 on the head, you can do a 7 on the head, and then on their muzzle do a 2 guard comb and just thin and shear it in and blend it all in. I was able to talk them into a decent face so he didn't have to get shaved down, but his ears still got shaved down, which, might I add, I really love his ears. He's got such big cute ears, like they're just like satellite dishes on his head. They're so cute. But yes, like I was saying, because I always go off on my tangent, if they are looking for a short length all over and you really don't want to do a 10, or if a 10 is not something that they're looking for because it's too short, do a 7 on the body and do a 2 guard comb on the face and the ears. I promise you and the pet parent would love the haircut. It looks absolutely adorable. Now, in terms of the type of dog that he is, I actually have no idea what kind of dog that he is, because he's in the system as a Yorkie, which he's obviously not a Yorkie or a purebred Yorkie. He may have Yorkie in him, but to me, for those ears, he looks like he can be a Schnauzer Poodle mix, so he looks like a schnoodle, but you never really know with dogs like this, because I feel like the majority of the terriers have a silky texture to their coat, and that's what he has as well. So I don't know what kind of dog he is. He could be a schnoodle, he could be a Yorkie poo, I'm not really sure. But all in all, he did pretty good for his haircut. For the most part, he was a little anxious, but you can't really tell in the video. He does have like a nervous quality to him, if you can see, his tail is tucked in between his legs, so he was nervous, but he was really good, which is not uncommon for a lot of dogs. They do kind of just shy away from acting up during the grooming process, but for the most part, like I said, he was pretty nervous, but good at the same time, if that makes sense. So now that I've gone over the haircut notes, I do want to hop into a quick topic, and it's going to be a very quick topic. It's just me explaining certain things, because as a groomer, we always look for different shampoos. Always, because I'm always willing to try new shampoos. I want to see what is good out there, what is good on my dog, because my dog has the most common issues that a lot of dogs I notice have: allergies and yeast. So I'm always trying out and experimenting on different shampoos just to see what works. So that is kind of what I want to talk about, but it ties into matting, if that makes sense. So with saying that, let's get into the topic. So I'm on Amazon the other day and I'm looking obviously for new shampoos that I can try on my dogs because I'm doing this new venture that you guys will soon find out about. But I'm on Amazon looking for some new shampoos for my dog, and I'm reading the reviews because I read reviews for everything. I will not buy a product if there are not reviews on it. Now, I will buy a new product just to experiment on it and see how I like it and give review feedback, but a lot of the times I like to see what other people have to say, other groomers, different things like that. So I'm reading the Amazon reviews, and this one stuck out to me because it reminded me of an incident at my last location. So the lady said that that particular shampoo made her dog mat up. And yes, you heard me right. She said the shampoo caused her dog to get matted. Now, before I even touch on that, the reason why I said it reminded me of an incident in my last store is because this lady would bring her two dogs into the salon all the time, and she went to a specific groomer. Well, that groomer left, the company and went on to do bigger and better things. So I'm assuming they were recommended to me. So I did the dogs. Now, what she signs up for the basic package, just the basic upgrade. The basic upgrade is not really that great. It's not the best shampoo. It's not the best conditioner. It's just your basic upgrade. So she signed up for that. The next time her dogs came in, she went to somebody else, which I was okay with. You test out who you want to see what you get. She told me that I made her dogs matted. Now, how that's possible after the dog went home and I brushed the dogs out and I dematted her dog, I don't understand how I can make your dogs matted when your dogs are at home in your care. So I was very confused. So needless to say, that comment that they left, that review that they left under the Amazon product, I was like, you know what? I'm going to talk about that, because let me just say this. No shampoo can make your dog matted unless you leave it on your dog and let your dog air dry. You simply washing your dog's hair, fur, whatever you want to call it, will not make your dog's coat matted. That's like saying I use a certain shampoo for my hair and it matted my hair up. How? The way you prevent matting on your dog is to brush your dog. So if you're not brushing your dog is going to be matted. So needless to say, when the lady came back in, I said, well, how were they matted? If I detangled them and you loved what I did, you said they looked fantastic. Well, I don't know what you did, but my dogs were matted after you groomed them. Well, they weren't, because I dematted them because they were matted. Now, the groomer that used to do them, when she would bring them in, she would always say that her dogs were matted because the woman doesn't brush her dogs at home. So when she opted to go to somebody else, we all explained to her, the last groomer that you had gave you an upgraded product because your dogs are always matted when they come in. My dogs aren't always matted. Well, that's according to your last groomer, and you absolutely loved her. You went to her for years. She gave you an upgraded product. Now, what I did is I gave you the product that you paid for. Now, let me just set a disclaimer. I give my clients upgraded products as well, but it depends. I don't give them an upgraded product every single time they come in. If that's not what you're paying for, you're going to get what you're paying for. But if I feel like they needed that visit, I'll give you the upgraded product. But this particular groomer would give them an upgraded product all the time. So that's why it was easier for you to maintain your dog at home, because you had a better quality shampoo and conditioner that helped to maintain your dog's coat and help you maintain it at home where they can refrain from getting matted. So when you have a dog, and I'm sure there are people out in the world that are going to just do this in general, but if you have a dog that you do not brush every day or every other day or every 2 days, do not blame the groomer for your dog being matted. Your dog is matted because you do not brush and comb your dog on a daily basis. A lot of people want longer haired dogs but don't want to do the necessary work to maintain that dog's coat. Brush your dogs, people. Brush your dogs and train them for grooming. I think I'm going to say that at the end of each video. And if you don't take anything from this video, take this. A shampoo cannot mat your dog. You can mat your dog by letting your dog sit wet and letting them air dry and not brushing them out or combing them out. Okay, that's it. Now that we are winding down to the end of the video, it is about that time to take a quick flashback look at his before picture. This is what he looked like when he first came in, and this is his after. I want to say he looks so much better, and I told y'all he was a completely different color when he was done. Look at him. Look, he's a completely different color. He's bright white, nice and clean. Thank y'all for tuning in again. Make sure you smash that like button, drop a comment down below, and subscribe to the channel so you can catch every video that I drop, and I will catch you all in the next video. Love you guys. You see how you can't breathe?